Finally, I'm covering a relevant show. Hallelujah! And boy, who would be insane enough to sleep on this refined gem? The best anime of all time, anime of the year, the show that's literally refining the shonen formula. Look, you got Hunter x Hunter and My Hero Academia on the sides, like there's some half-baked shonen protagonists. Oh, it will definitely be remembered as one of the greats, alongside all the other greats. Oh, you're gonna make me so much money. Now, if you haven't picked up from my sarcastic voice, then I'm not praising it like the second comic of Bleach that it's supposed to be. But why is that? Well, let me clarify from the get-go that the show indeed is good, and I did enjoy it. I just had some reservations when I saw who was making it. Now, hear me out. They make amazing animation. It's breathtaking. It's awesome. It's impressive. And all the other words from the thesaurus. But the problem with them is that they usually forget to put in a story with their visuals. Examples, please. God Eater. Good animation, bad plot with tons of plot holes. Tales of Systeria. Looks good, nothing memorable. Katsugeki Touken Rando. Freaking amazing visuals. It was just boring though. The only thing that they're good at is the Fate series. Apparently, because I've never really liked that series so much. I've tried watching it, but I couldn't really ever get into it. Even though the fights were some of the best I've ever seen, the story was like, what? And the same character appears like 10 times, but it's a completely different character every time. Like, what? So the big question for Demon Slayer is, do you have any story for me? The story revolves around our main boy who becomes a demon slayer after his family is slain by a demon. He's accompanied by his sister who is now also a demon, but while demons have to kill humans for sustenance, she wears some thick plot armor which allows her to generate energy by sleeping. Yeah, screw you basic laws of physics, thermodynamics, you need to put in energy to generate energy. Bitch, I sleep. She can also make herself bigger and smaller on command, but this far it's only been used to amplify her lolly level. So his main goal is to turn his sister back into a human. There is no antidote yet, but some doctor demon tells him that if he gets blood from Michael Jackson, she might be able to make an antidote. And there you go, the whole story. As you can see, it's nothing special. There aren't any difficult nuances there or hard topics that they have to grapple. The biggest one is that he's a demon slayer while also carrying around a demon. Who would have guessed that it wouldn't go over well with other demon slayers whose main purpose in life is to slay demons? I mean, next up you want to tell me that the police who have to protect innocent humans can't actually shoot those humans. Man, come on.
Because I don't think that I deserve to pay $80.
They just go over the usual shonen checklist, like meeting new opponents, fighting them, realizing they're weak, training and fighting some more, while meeting new nakama. Of course it's not as basic as I make it out to seem. They do indeed put in some quality JoJo memes. Haha, hell yeah boy. I kid. There are some quality touches of world building that I very much enjoyed. Like having him pick out an ore for his sword. I mean, it sounds kinda dumb, but those little details make it more interesting for me. He even makes some friends who help him over an obstacle, but then sixth sense him and turn out to be ghosts. Which doesn't ever get addressed again, like, can he see dead people? All I'm saying is that it has a standard shonen plot with enough new things to keep it interesting. They still have the training episode, the Chunin, the Demon Slayer exam, and the routine of fighting stronger enemies, losing, then looking deep inside of them, and gaining a new ability. And of course it's only the first season, so it ends kinda loosely with them just going off to another adventure. But now, while you might be thinking that I started off kinda negatively, and maybe the point was to bring this show down while I've only said good things, well, the good things aren't over yet, because the characters, oh man!
I'm gonna turn you back into a human. Tanjiro, you okay, man?
Everyone was beaming with their own energy, and Tanjiro wasn't even as blank of a slate as I expected. I mean, he's a pretty basic shonen protagonist, but he has his own unique twists. His thought patterns, the way he approaches the fights, it was all so compelling. And the dude's pretty much Avatar the Last Airbender. He has the power of water, somehow, making it rain when he wants to. Then he gained the ability of fire, and all he has left is freaking wind and earth, and he can already cut the freaking boulder with his sword.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
The Pikachu boy I like the least because he's the most obvious of the bunch. I mean, always being scared, but when the time comes to it, he just gathers all his power from the inside and defeats the enemy without knowing what he actually did. Though the most funnest guy and the one who probably stole everybody's hearts is the eccentric boar guy. Man, he was the life of the show. But while I would say the main characters are slightly above average, like, you take an average piece of thing and then you add chocolate to it so it's a bit better. I mean, everything's better with chocolate. The villains really steal the show here. The creativeness behind them is ridiculous. Even with the simpler ones, you feel like they could have a story of their own. They could easily be a main character of their own spin-off series, which probably wouldn't do that well since spin-offs usually don't end well, and I mean, they're not that interesting, but they're interesting enough for a spin-off. I mean, you know what I'm saying. We got ourselves a swamp demon that can split itself into 3 parts and move through walls and ground. Then the King of Pop makes a return, and don't tell me it's not him. Don't tell me it's not him. And we even get a tag team match, where one shot off arrows from his arm that you can get when you Google arrow PNG, and the other one threw balls that followed the arrows. Oh, mwah. Although you can also go really overboard with their stories and make it kinda boring, like with the Spider family. Yeah, they had a lot of story behind them, but if you're gonna kill them off, and especially if you've already killed them, then I don't want to watch 10 minutes of their backstory while I know they're never gonna show up again. To actually think you're gonna get sympathy from me, while 3 seconds ago the dude tried to kill the main character without any remorse. No! But what I'd say stands out the most for me is how they treat their enemies, even the smaller ones. None of them are some garbage mobs who just kill off. The main character always gives them a happy end. Not like that. He acknowledges them and sends them off peacefully because they did used to be humans after all, and they do deserve some peace. Oh. You killed my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my grandparents, all the people in the village. You deserve to die. But I can understand how it's a sad point in your life, so let me just hold your hand while you pass away. Now, I've praised it enough, so it's time to take it down a notch. The hype really ruined it for me. I literally expected My Hero Academia, but something even better and more majestic. Because, I mean, freaking, why wouldn't I? But it wasn't even close to it. I felt let down. And it's not that I even wanted it to be good. I didn't read up on it, I didn't watch trailers, I wanted to skip it completely. But there was no escape from it, even in the non-weeb world. And it just doesn't live up to it. It's hailed as a stunning shonen, but all I see is Dororo, where they just pumped some adrenaline into the visuals. And especially people who say that it belongs into Big 3 or the Big 4 or whatever, like, what show are you watching? The cast of characters and the world just isn't that big nor unique. And that doesn't mean it's not good. It's just more of a basic show like One Punch Man. Well, people love it, and it even transcends the realm of anime watchers to non-anime watchers. Nobody puts it in the big X, even though it has a ton of unique characters, jaw-dropping battles, and a cool world. It just lacks that certain je ne sais quoi that keeps it on the level of a standard show. I mean, am I just talking out my ass, or do you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments below. Now, my main gripes with the show were about the hype, and it did take a while to grow on me, to prove itself to me, but I have to hand it to the show. The visuals are great per Ufotable standards, and I rarely felt bored while watching it. The fights were interesting, the character interactions were cool. I mean, pocket onigiri, that's like quality bro bonding moment there. And the story, while not being that special, was solid. It's a good show, and it's a 8 out of 10. I'd only take some points away from not being that unique and kinda tropey. It's enjoyable, but far from a brilliant masterpiece that would stand the tests of time. Or at least a mind span of a weeb. Now, if you like this video and want to support my channel without paying any money at all, going to a different link, then just hit the like button, because that's the way you can make my videos more apparent in YouTube, I guess. If you didn't like it, then why? I mean, did I hurt your feelings by Oh man, that hurts. Yeah, I'm done. Cut.